Hey there guys, CrossFlux here, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team. We didn't really accomplish too much in the last episode, mostly just viewed a few scenes around town and checked out the dojo for the first time. So I'm going to start today's episode off by demonstrating the linking mechanic, since I haven't really talked about it yet. So, I briefly brought it up earlier in the Let's Play, but now that I have a good team member on the party who can make use of linking, I think now's the best time to show it off. So, see how Metal Sound here and Thundershock have very similar power point values? They both have 17. Well, wouldn't it be convenient if you could somehow use them together in the same turn, especially since they would work well together? If Tesla here was to use Metal Sound, lowering the opponent's special defense, and then follow it up with a Thundershock, which deals special attack damage, it would deal a bunch of extra free damage. Well, with linking, we can do just that. So now, whenever Tesla decides to use Metal Sound, he'll automatically follow up with a Thundershock. The reason you want to make sure your moves have similar power point values is if you use the last power point of a linked move, then they will de-link, and you'll have to pay to get them relinked. Also, you'd probably want to make sure that the moves that you use have very similar attack ranges. So like, you wouldn't want to combine a melee attack and a ranged attack. I mean, I guess you could, it just wouldn't be as efficient. But with that, guys, the way to trigger the next kind of story event is to do 3 rescue missions. So I'm going to do that off screen, and I'll cut to when that's done. Did we do good today? Let's call it a night and get some rest. Okay, see you tomorrow. So yeah, after a regular day, any non-permanent party members will return to their friend bases, and you'll have to go and re-recruit them the following day if you want them to join your team again. But after those 3 rescue missions, we're introduced to a new cutscene. Good morning, let's do good again today. Is this the place where that team named Lightspeed is based? There's nothing here. Depressing, isn't it? Keh, who'd run a rescue team from a dump like this? Unbelievable. Who are you people? Oh, over there. The mailbox. Keh, yeah, check it out. Now wait a second. What do you think you're doing? Yes, rescue job offers. Ooh la la, isn't that rather tasty? We'll have them all. Stop! Those were meant for us. Don't butt in. Doesn't matter who does it, see? We're a rescue team too, I'll have you know. But all we ever get up to is no good.
That's no good.
Want to know how it works? If we have the cover of a rescue team, we can get away with so much more. We have our eyes on world domination. What? World domination? You heard right. That's why we're raking in the cash and adding to our gang. The world will be ours. The rescue team of evil, Team Meanies is who we are. See you around. Now wait a second. They took off. What an unbelievable bunch. Oh no, it's empty. They took everything. Oh wait, we forgot. The mail runs twice in this world. Thanks, Pelipper. You're a real lifesaver. We're in luck. Pelipper delivered some more mail. We can go on rescue missions again. But those guys, they'd better not try anything if we see them again. Yeah, what a bunch of crooks. Oh, another thing I should note is that occasionally Pelipper will deliver more rescue jobs to your mailbox, in addition to having them being posted on the bulletin board. So, in order to trigger the next cutscene, we're going to have to do 2 more rescue missions. So, once again, I'll join you guys back once I get 2 more missions out of the way. So, be back in a flash. Alright guys, back just as I promised, 2 more rescue missions out of the way. So we should be greeted with another new cutscene the following morning. Let's see what there is to see. Morning, Skipper. Let's do good again today. Skipper, Lizzie. Huh? Who's that? Oh, Caterpie. How have you been? Please help my friend. What's the matter? I was playing with Metapod, but he got lost in the woods. He's still out there. Oh, I see. That does sound bad. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Have no fear. We're here to save your chum Metapod. Hold on. Caterpie came to us for help. Okay, you think you can do this rescue with your amateur level skills? What did you say? Doesn't matter who does the rescuing, see? The guy that does the rescuing gets to be the hero. Listen, Caterpie, how about we do this? How about you give the reward to the team that brings back your chum first? But I don't have any money. Oh, don't you worry about that, my little friend. I'm sure we can persuade your parents to reward us with interest afterwards. Oh yeah, you can even join our team. Now there's an offer you can't refuse. When you join us, Caterpie, we'll let you be a big wheel in Team Meanies. That's the deal, Lizzie. The first to rescue wins. Come on, move. Let's get this done already. Well, the stakes have been raised. Don't worry, we'll save your friend first. Skipper, let's get going. Alright guys, we're going to do a little bit of preparing here. Gather Tesla for the team, because we're on a timer. Not really, but story-wise we're on a timer. So, Magnemite is a pretty good teammate for the dungeon that we have to explore in the following story mission, seeing as how status effects are very plentiful, especially poison, and steel types are immune to poison. So ultimately you can kind of take whichever party members you have at this point in the game from any recruiting that you've done during your rescue missions, but I tend to just go with Magnemite since he's a good match. Another status effect that's pretty common is paralysis, so you'll want to stock up on cherry berries as well. Also, the Pecha Scarf that you got from the Doug Trio mission, make sure either you or your partner's wearing that as well, because that'll help prevent poison entirely. But without further ado, let's charge into battle. Sinister Woods, huh? Sounds like a lovely place for Butterfree to let her son play in. Gee, she really is a terrible mom, isn't she? But alright, Sinister Woods here is a 12-floor dungeon with a boss fight at the end on the 13th floor. So, it's a little bit longer than what we're used to, and the difficulty comes not necessarily from the Pokemon themselves, but mostly from the environment. This area is a pretty confusing one, since it tends to be full of very small rooms, all connected together by lots of hallways. So it can be kind of confusing to navigate, and since it's going to take a long time to find the stairs, any poison effect that you have on you is really going to be racking up the damage. Alright, big threats as far as Pokemon are concerned, however, are probably the Oddish for any water types you have on your team early game, since they have access to Absorb, which is not only super effective, but will also probably undo any and all damage that you've done to them, since they can just restore that all back. Alright, there we go. Tesla's only level 7, so a bit lower level than the rest of our team here, but he has high base stats to make up for it. Alright, let's see, what else can I say about this dungeon? Some interesting Pokemon to note in this dungeon, though, are Sudowoodo, Silcoon, and Cascoon, as no matter what, they will always remain completely stationary. So if you have your Pokemon set to Let's Go Together, or basically anything other than go after foes, like I have my AI set up to be, then you can avoid some confrontation by just walking around them. Alright. Let's see. Later on, once you get to the 6th floor of the dungeon, Shroomish will start appearing, and those are probably the biggest threat in the entire dungeon, in my opinion, as they have access to Poison Powder, Stun Spore, and their ability Effect Spore, meaning trying to fight them in a physical range is definitely going to leave you high and dry. But other than the Shroomish and the Oddish, I can't really think of too many Pokemon that you should really watch out for. I guess on the very final floors, the Slack Off can hit pretty hard with its tackle attack since it has stab on that. But other than that, you shouldn't have to worry too much from the Pokemon, as I mentioned earlier. Items that you can encounter early on, or not just early on, just all throughout the dungeon, are gummies of all varieties. So if you're going gummy hunting early on in the game, this is the dungeon that I would recommend. Max Elixirs are also pretty rare of a find, but they make for a pretty handy find. So if you can stay around and explore the floors fully, you might get lucky and find one. But anyways, since we have to fit this very long dungeon in the time limit, I'm going to have to speed up and play music throughout the rest of the dungeon. So without further ado, let the music begin. Alright guys, I'm cutting back here since this is the stairs at the final floor. I forgot to mention just how prevalent hypnosis is as well. So you don't really have too much to do against defending sleep at this point in the game. But just make sure that if a partner's asleep, don't leave them hanging and make sure to back them up. But guys, we'll finish this dungeon at the start of the next episode. Thanks so much for watching and have a blessed day. See ya then.